Episode 1 of Silo Season 3 just dropped, and I'm so excited to go through the different reactions you guys posted on Reddit, and let's just dive into it. Someone says Iran being the center of a nuclear scandal in the show is very good timing. Yeah, that's a whole other thing, but do you guys think that it's kind of like it breaks the immersion into the show? That's kind of relating to the reality of what's going on currently, especially in America and that whole war with Iran. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, it was that whole thing about seeing the world outside. It's kind of I don't know if it's fitting for the show right now, but I guess we'll see as the story progresses. But I'm not a fan of that part specifically. I wish they sticked more to the mysteries regarding the silo and the history and the different aspects towards it. It was much more interesting that way. Someone says this was the first dog we've seen in the silo. I wonder why supply is able to have them. Hmm. I it's all these different details that people notice throughout the episode. I didn't specifically notice a dog or some like a scene that I remember a dog. But anyway, it's this place with limited supplies of goods and food, and it's all the different pets that these people can keep. I guess it's fitting. Perhaps someone says, "Okay, but will Juliette remember that note?" Yeah, that's a whole other thing because yeah, it's those drugs that she's been sneaking into her food and whatnot. So it's kind of making her forget all the different things. Someone says Juliet ran from Camille. Yeah, it's a whole other thing, and that freaking husband, the way she's actually scarier than her husband. Yeah, let's drop a bomb on that. Do not trust the husband nor the freaking wife, Camille nor Sims. Someone says, who else thinks that TBI thing with Charlotte is just the memory suppression drug being used for the first time? They don't want her telling everyone what she saw. Yeah. Someone says Silo GPT is the real enemy. I wonder if we'll see more on that algorithm, that thing that the Camille was speaking to. Was it like a whole AI thing, or it's something that's controlled from a remote place? It's a whole thing that we have to explore, and I think the mystery part of that aspect is much more interesting. I wish they focus more on that. Someone says, is that where my father died? She said that so casually. Yeah, that part specifically, the scene where Juliet's father sacrificed himself for the rebellion. That scene was kind of derailed, it's crazy. Someone says this silo has a real there is no war in Basing Stay vibe right now. Glad they had Jules remember the crowbar. Hopefully they'll put two and two together that she would have died from poison in there. Why are we not emphasizing this cloud right now? Yeah, it's a whole thing that we have to see, you guys. But I don't know if the writers are headed towards the right directions, to be honest. And I really hope the upcoming season and this season specifically set up all these different aspects proper, so we have a good reveal, because I expect so much from this series, specifically after watching series related to mysteries and how they try to formulate all these different answers relating to mysteries. Someone says the amount of book readers who are in here spoiling ish under the guise of my guess is mad. You're not sly. First mayor to be sewn in hospital bed. Yeah. Salute to those porters. 6 hours. Yeah. So they're referring to the porters who carried what's his name? The IT guy's body to be cremated, and yeah, they took 6 hours to carry his body down there. Someone says maybe don't fly into the strange cloud that's messing with your radar. Maybe a little detour around it, liked the shot of the missiles firing in the background of the cockpit. Also, was the computer voice the congressman's? I'm guessing him being the hero that saved New Orleans by building a new tunneling machine is going to be what makes all the silos. Yeah, perhaps it could be, or perhaps it's a whole other thing. Let me know what you guys think. What is the goo stuff? The bio weapon? So is Lucas in hiding? He's the one who needs to talk to. Sibyl from Downton Abbey. Yeah, it's crazy, 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 crazy. So there, it's the pilot. I think the pilot sister. That's Sibyl from Downton Abbey. Yeah, I really enjoyed that show. If you haven't watched Downton Abbey, you should watch that. Someone says, Mayor Jules, did she even talk to anyone? I too would be devastated and crying if Rebecca Ferguson forgot who I was. Yeah, they're referring to Shirley. Yeah, she was devastated. Oh my god, I'm most curious about that big dark cloud of goo. What the F was that? How did it get inside the cockpits? Yeah, it's a whole bioweapon, and it's like nanotechnology or some shit. I guess we'll see the explanation towards that in the upcoming episodes. Of course, they will manipulate and lie to Juliette to have things their way. Not surprised at all. I hope she finds a way out of the whole amnesia situation. Yeah, perhaps I think Mechanical will kind of sneak it down there that perhaps she is being drugged and find a way to kind of push her out of this particular situation. Man, Shirley still sucks. Mad at Juliet for not having her memory like it's her fault. Yeah, it's something that happens to you, but Shirley is pissed at Juliet for whatever reason. Like someone says she's so annoying. Someone says I don't know if the character or the actress, but I dislike her too. Yeah, I think she's very much angry all the time and pisses everyone off. To be honest, someone says hope they don't take an entire season to bring back her memory. Pressing in the last season was already atrocious. Bruh, I thought it dropped at 12 a.m. Yeah, anyway, I really like Rebecca Ferguson's performance in Dune, and I'm now a huge fan of her, specifically after watching Silo. After 2 seasons premiered already, and I binge watched season 1 and season 2, and I am a fan of this show. The show has potential. I'll say I kind of drew some similarities with The 100, and I really enjoyed The 100 in all these different aspects, the mysteries, the drama and whatnot. But I think Silo could at least amp it up a bit, amplify the drama and all the different story aspects. It would have made such a great and iconic show. Let me know what you guys think, and that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Do you like my soundboard? Like, comment and subscribe to this freaking channel. And yeah, I'm so excited for new episodes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.